President Donald Trump is not doing well with senior citizens. But don't worry, he's got a plan to get them back by making fun of senior citizens. Yeah. All right. Biden for resident. Okay. Look, that is actually kind of funny, but also terrible. Wow. You realize, though, Donald Trump himself is also a senior citizen. Biden is 77. Donald Trump is 74. There's only about a 3-year difference. Fake orange hair aside, Donald Trump is an older gentleman. So it doesn't really make sense for him to be like, oh, look at that old dude. You are also old. I'm just saying. But here's the thing. This spectacularly backfired on him. Because it turns out that insulting older people is not a way to get support from older people. I mean, it's kind of ridiculous. Look, it's the same thing. Think about this. If you shit on millennials and Gen Z and ignore their financial realities and tell them to get over it, right? Well, that's not a great way to reach out to younger voters, is it? It's the same thing when you tell old people, hey, ha, you're old. That's not really going to do much for older people. I'm just saying. And so, as an example of this in action, Trump has been losing support from seniors, especially in important states like Florida. For example, Trump had a 9 percentage point advantage with voters 65 and older back in 2016 against Hillary Clinton. Hillary Clinton, of course, we know was a disaster. Now, numerous polls, however, have shown that Biden now leads Trump with that group by a wide margin. In fact, a recent national Fox News poll found Biden had a narrow lead with the voters 65 and older. A CNN poll found Biden was up by 21 percentage points with 60% for Biden and 39% for Trump. I would assume, of course, the real numbers are a little bit more in the middle of that. NBC News also found Biden with a 14-point lead among all registered voters against Trump, and CNN found Biden with a 16-point lead against Donald Trump. And again, the senior community is definitely more on Biden's side this time. So now the thing that's important about senior voters is they tend to be more reliable. It's what, let's be honest, it's one of the things that drove Biden to victory in the primary. You had older voters that supported Biden over Bernie Sanders. Simple as that. And unfortunately, and this is something that we've had a major problem with among Democrats, is younger people don't turn out as reliably as senior voters. And there are many different reasons for that. And some are really good reasons. For example, work schedules, school schedules, inability to access transport or child care. There are reasons like that. And of course, there's also voter apathy. And that's something that shouldn't be ignored as well. And so as a result, older people tend to turn out more, and older people, and I'm not saying this I'm saying more in general, because this is what the information, this is what the polling bears out. And I realize that I have a lot of older people in my audience that are massively progressive, and you guys have been fighting for the good fight for decades, for longer than I've been alive. This doesn't count you, okay? You are on the right side. You are fighting for the right thing. But generally, as a trend, older voters tend to be more conservative. And so have tended to watch television more often, and therefore have gotten that establishment perspective and tend to vote more for the establishment. And so there's that. All right. And so, again, they voted for Biden, which weirdly enough, Bernie Sanders, not weirdly enough, yes, it's weird that they voted for Biden because Bernie Sanders is actually better for seniors, calling for expansions to Social Security benefits and, of course, a better Medicare system. They already have Medicare, yes, but Medicare itself in its current form is certainly not perfect. Bernie Sanders' Medicare for All plan is actually far more comprehensive because it would have added things like vision and dental, which generally doesn't get offered by current Medicare. They have to usually go through a supplemental plan. And so better for seniors. But if you watch establishment news, if you watch cable TV, MSNBC included, they're not going to put in that nuance. They're not going to talk about the issues. They're not going to talk about policy. And that's, of course, one of the big problems with MSNBC, CNN, establishment, legacy media, is they don't want to talk about the issues. So that said, Donald Trump losing seniors because he's also, by the way, telling older people that they should be sacrificed for the economy. Turns out that's also not a good position to have. Older people are more susceptible to coronavirus, of course, and that's a big reason to why he's losing seniors, is because his response on coronavirus has been so just abysmal. And again, add to that, you should sacrifice your life for the economy. No, that's not, nope. And Biden, I give Biden a lot of shit because I don't like Biden personally. And I can't wait till after the election to fight against him. But he's actually politically smart on this issue because he's saying, and this is what he told Florida seniors at a campaign event. He said, quote, and he gave an example of Donald Trump talking about how coronavirus affects virtually nobody. He said, quote, "To Donald Trump, it's simple, not a joke. You're expendable. You're forgettable. You're virtually nobody. That's how he sees seniors. That's how he sees you." That is incredibly effective messaging, especially to the senior community, which, again, is a very reliable voting bloc. And so you get the seniors, you're much more likely to be able to win the election, especially in places, like I said, Florida, of which the senior vote is very, very important. So you got to give him credit for being able to campaign on that specifically. He's real good. He did real good on that one. And so, that's good messaging. So now I want to give you some comments here because the internet had some fun with this. Just to kind of cap off the story in sort of a fun way. Tommy Vieter says this: "Sick burn, sir. Let those old farts know that their time is up." Of course, under that, this image, of course. Helen Kennedy says, "Probably wise to write off the senior vote at this point. You're already losing them badly." Mark Joseph Stern says, "My 91-year-old grandfather who has Alzheimer's lives in a long-term care facility. I can't see him in person because of COVID-19. This is generally sickening. Our elders deserve better." MSNBC host Chris Hayes says, "Trump 2020, nursing home residents are disgusting jokes." And Josh Jordan finally says, "When you're badly underperforming with seniors and decided to attack Biden by mocking seniors." I don't know. If you want to win an election, you might not want to go with mocking the people who helped you win election last time. If you enjoyed this video, please give us a like and share with your friends. You can subscribe and help out the channel by becoming a patron. It's patreon.com/Jeff Waldorf, or you can become a channel member as well by hitting the join button below.